Lockdown is like a magnifying glass for stress. Whatever you stress in your daily lives, for example, money, your job security, your parenting, it's going to be amplified even more in lockdown. So today I want to talk about mental health. Today I'm going to bring in a special guest. He's my Insta hubby, but apart from that, he's also a talented radio broadcaster and a personal coach that has been helping a lot of big organizations like the Financial Authority, like the Fletcher Buildings, big organizations. And today I want to get some thoughts from him and hopefully be able to share with you guys. So please welcome my husband, Andrew Curtis. Okay. So I did, the reason why I want to create this video is because a couple days ago, I posted an Instagram story checking in with my followers and see how they're doing. And a lot of them actually write to me that saying that they are not coping well, they're struggling. So I want to do this, hopefully, at the very least, to entertain you guys, to keep you guys company during this hard time.
Yeah, I think it's a lovely thing you're doing.
Thank you. So I break down all the comments of my followers. I read through all of them, and it's just categorized into a few things that they're struggling with when it comes to their mental health this lockdown.
Yep.
So the first one I want to talk about is the money situation and their job security. And for me, like since the lockdown, all my jobs got cancelled. And when I fill out a form for the government, they say, how many percentage of your job has been, have you suffered loss? I'm like, 100%.
Yep.
But the thing is, I'm not worried. That's because maybe it's my personality, because I know that I'm gonna be okay. And I have emergency fund. I've been saving for emergency fund for moments like this. So I'm okay. Yeah. And I got a great support in my life.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're in a situation where you're not feeling that, you know, what I think about when people tell me that they're worried about money, it's not really the money that's the issue. What I have found is that when people talk about money, it's more about a sense of resources or resourcefulness and whether or not I'm going to run out of what I need. You know, because money is so much connected to everything else in our life.
Food, shelter.
Yeah,
I think that's the most basic needs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even entertainment at a time like this as well,
yes,
right?
Yeah. We are helping with the entertainment part.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, so one thing that you could do, and again, there are many here, and throughout this video, there might be a few things that resonate with you and you can do something with them, great. And if not, then hey, you can move on to the next thing. But what I would ask you to do is to think about, first of all, who are the people in your life that you would help if they asked you? Just
more than 10.
More than 10.
More than 10. Like if someone tells me, I'm struggling, I'm not feeling well today, I'll be like, cool. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need food?
Yeah. How many people would you, watching right now, how many people would you willingly help? If they just got in touch and said, hey, I need some help, you would want to hear more. You would be available to them, right?
Yeah.
If you made that list, I imagine it could be quite a big list if you really stopped and thought about all the names that could be on there. So here's the thing. Now, if you take a moment to think about how many people do you think would help you if you asked?
Less than 5.
Not so many.
Yeah, because I would say, okay, let's say A is a mom, she will need the money for the baby.
Right.
B is something, I will always have a reason to justify why they need the money more than I do.
So here's my point with that.
Right?
Your reason for feeling like there aren't people who want to support you is more coming from you than it's coming from them. Because I guarantee...
But you can't be that selfish though.
No. I guarantee if you asked everybody to do this, we would all have bigger lists of those who are willing to help than those we think would help us. But everybody is more willing to help than you think. People would be much more willing to help you than you think if you were able to clearly ask for what you needed.
The beautiful things about humanity.
Yeah, I love it.
The second factor that affects mental health, especially during this tough time, is dealing and navigate with uncertainties and change.
Yep.
personally, because I live in a lot of countries, changed a lot of jobs, there's a lot of changes in my life. So I would say I'm pretty adaptable and resilient when it comes to change. And what's your thought on that?
My thought on change. Okay, so when it comes to responding to change or feeling a sense of powerlessness, which is I think the thing that people,
that's the right word.
really struggle with. One of the ways that I look at this is through a model that is called the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern. So again, circle of control in the middle, influence, concern. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
Okay. So the basic principle is that the further towards the outside of the circle your focus is, the more disempowered you will feel.
There's a lot of things outside there that you can't control.
Yeah, there are always more things that you can't control than the things that you can control.
Yeah, this is the things I can control.
Yeah. And so if you stop to think for a moment about what you can really control, and by control I mean something that you could basically guarantee the outcome of as close to 100% of the time as possible.
My action.
My actions.
My thinking.
Yeah. Ultimately it's yourself.
Yeah.
It is my actions, my attitudes, my behaviors. Those are the things that I can control.
For example, like there's a lot of bad news about COVID on the TV.
Yeah.
Today, I can choose to turn it off.
Yeah, you can't, the thing is you can't control those things.
Yeah.
And to think about what you could do or couldn't do about COVID is outside of your scope.
But it's different from ignoring stuff.
Yeah, it's different from ignoring. So let me put it another way too. I had a conversation with someone in a sales context very recently, and we were talking about the importance of trust.
Yeah.
And how important it was to try and build a genuine trust with people.
Yeah.
And he asked me a very understandable question. How do I make other people trust me?
Legit question.
Legit question. And the most honest answer that's possibly a bit unsatisfying for him at the time, but I think is more powerful in the long term, is that you can't.
You can't.
You can't make somebody trust you.
Yeah.
But what you can do is focus on being the kind of person who is easy to trust.
Yeah. yeah, I like it. And the next factor I want to touch on is missing human interaction, missing family, which I can totally understand that, because the last time I seen my family is 2 years ago. But I call them every single day, checking on them. It's like, hey mom, what are you doing outside? What are you doing outside?
Why are you driving?
Why are you driving?
Operation.
Why?
That happened. That was great.
That did happen.
Role reversal, right? When you're a kid, your parents are trying to make you stay home. Now you're older, your kids are making your parents stay home. Anyway.
Strange time.
Yeah.
So back to missing family and human connection. It is normal.
It's normal,
it's completely normal.
And that would be the place that I'd start with it as well. So if you were, I've already said that if you want to hang on to a negative emotion, pretend it's not there, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you're feeling that sense of loneliness and missing people, telling yourself to stop
I'm not
feeling like that, or no, I shouldn't feel like this, or no, I shouldn't.
It felt like it's like dealing with a toxic ex. It's like, no, I don't miss him. No, I don't love him. I miss him during lockdown. I miss him.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the process we work through, right? When you're dealing with a negative emotion about anything. We don't have to fear those things. They're part of our flow of our life, and you can kind of let them move through.
Yeah.
So if you're feeling that way, first things first,
acknowledge
it makes sense that you would feel like that. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you if you feel like that.
Yeah.
But the second thing I would say is to point out that loneliness is not a function of how many people are nearby to you.
Yeah, some people, like the richest man in the world, has a lot of more connection than you and I combined, but still lonely AF.
Yeah, you can possibly heard the phrase before that you can be lonely in a room full of people, but you can be lonely in a house full of people.
Yeah.
And the irony in that, or the tragedy too, is that every other individual in that room could potentially feel the same way.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of individuals feeling isolated and alone.
Lonely, I don't know anyone here.
Now the beautiful miracle that could take place, of course, is that if one person was able to actually communicate how they felt, I feel really isolated or alone, you would suddenly find it, me too. And then what happens?
We have a community.
Wow, amazing, right? So a place that you can always start with these sorts of things is to realize that if you are feeling lonely, what you're also possibly struggling with is your ability to reach out and connect with other people. So instead of putting a post on Facebook and telling everybody that you're lonely,
Facebook, no, useless, no.
Reach out to one person
Real friend.
in a more personal way, even if it is a phone call or just a direct text message if you want to start like that.
How's your day?
Just to start to express how you really feel.
Yeah.
And that will go a long way towards helping you to build up the skills you need to be vulnerable in a wise way, but also deal with some of that sense of loneliness too.
So with this Instagram poll, 50% of the people that are struggling during this lockdown, they told me they are mothers, yet with young babies and trying to juggle a full-time job at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's this time and age where mothers can't just be mothers. Mothers has to bring some bacon home too. So it's hard. It's hard. I'm not a mom myself, but I have so much respect for all of you. So I reach out to some of the moms that are doing well, and just one of the main things they talk about is like having the ability to ask for help. Moms are naturally, it's their instinct to look after the baby. When baby cries, mom is the first one to go pick up the baby. But emails are not getting done, work's not getting done. So I think the ability to ask for help and say, hey, can you go defrost the lunch? Can you go make sure there's nappies in the changing room? Just to help offload some of the mental load of the mom so that she can get some work done at the same time.
Yeah. In fact, a skill that's valuable whether or not you're a mum or not, a dad or not right now, that speaks to actually the example that you gave, is that it's not even just about asking for help, it's can you specifically ask for help for exactly what you need. If you just say to people, I need some help, or why won't you help me? That's very hard for another person to intuitively know exactly what you need. I need help. No, doesn't work. Can you please make sure there's nappies in the changing room? Oh, I get what that means. Yeah, I know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Now, we'd like it to believe, why can't people just know that?
Proactive, right?
Why doesn't he just know that?
Yeah, why doesn't
Well, let me speak to that with a statistic. Do you know that 70% of divorces are initiated by women?
What have I done?
And 90% of them are initiated by college-educated, university-educated women.
What have I done again?
So what that tells me is that there's a lot of resentment that goes on from people not being able to express what it is that they need, that things don't get dealt with and then they build up. And here's the thing though, if they're initiated mostly by women, it means in many cases the guys had no idea. Now, should they have had some idea? Maybe they should, but that won't help you.
You know, like we are very naturally very proactive though.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of the amazing things that makes women such great multitaskers, right? They can see all these things and they get on with all these things.
Like we expect. Yeah. Okay, we shouldn't expect.
Well, look, you can have expectations, but absolutely the next step is really to be able to say specifically what do you want or need from other people. So, you've got to be the master of your own destiny on that one. And you can end up very resentful at your partner, at your family, or even at your work because you haven't learned to say, you know what, I need a break from work to deal with some family stuff or whatever it might be. I feel like there's a lot of goodwill that's actually available right now because of the circumstance that we're in. Don't disqualify yourself in your own head from asking for those things because you don't think other people would want to help you. I promise you, there are more people who would want to help you than you realize if you would just ask them.
I need nachos with corn chips on the side and also guacamole. Specifically.
I'll be right back.
So thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful, entertaining.
All of those things?
All of those things for you. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. And hopefully I will see you on the next video. Ciao.